G'day guys, welcome to Scotch Down Under. I'm Ken.
I'm Scott.
And I'm the cue ball.
And today we're going to visit another expression of the Glen Morays. This one is port cask. Excellence. So we've already done the other expression, which was the peated.
We've done the peated.
Yes, without you.
Without me?
Yeah, you were.
That was your bloody fault, mate.
Yeah, you were working on something.
I don't know, I can make it.
So today we get to try the port finish.
Oh, sweet. I like some port.
Yeah, I like some port too. So, like in our other episode, we talked about all the different ones. They got the sherry ones and the 12-year-old and the port, the
Straight
peated.
single malt, and there is apparently a Chardonnay barrel as well.
Oh, fuck yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah,
That genuinely sounds amazing.
Where do we get that one?
I'm working on it.
Good. And after we've done a few of these, we're going to do the whole lineup.
Oh, that's going to be a big night. We might need a bonfire for that.
Yeah, that could be one of those episodes. Packaging on this one looks very similar to the other ones, except it's got port cask instead of peat.
Yeah, they're all packaged very similarly. It's just basically the top half is, or the top 2/3 is consistent, and then they have a different colour on the bottom depending on which finish and things it is. But
I don't
yeah,
know if we talked about earlier.
there's texture on the box.
You guys have
A little
a fetish
embossing?
to do with texture.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's okay that embossing's a thing, but you guys just...
I wouldn't call it a fetish.
It's just cool.
Detail, mate.
You don't have to listen to you two talk about it.
I mean, look, it glistens in the light and stuff and catches.
You're trying to tell me that when you pull out a whiskey for the first time, you don't rub your box?
Fetish.
I couldn't.
I'm usually more excited for what's inside the box.
Well, yeah. And I mean, there's a little embossing on the lid. There's a little embossing on the label. There's some moulding on the bottle.
I really
so you can stroke that too, mate.
I was going to say I really should have said I'm usually more excited to get inside the box.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, so it's same kind of bottle shape like the other one, with the embossing on there, with
It's
the label and the date. It's very
That
classic.
sort of medicinal vial type shape of the old school medicines. How you actually break the top off and then whatever.
Yep, I do like the presentation. So this is 40% and probably chill filtered and coloured.
Probably.
Yeah,
It's a very deep colour, but then again, it's port cask. So you do get deep colours with port.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I
See if
think
I can
from
find the tab here.
From memory, we couldn't actually find any information about that. There was some suggestion on a couple of pages and posts in the comments that I think it's maybe the malts, as in the straight malts, are not coloured and stuff, but I can't recall exactly.
Because it doesn't say... I don't have my glasses today, so I don't know why I picked this up to read it, because I can't see anything, especially because it's very...
Blue?
gold on blue. Like, how do you read that?
I like gold and I like blue, so I'm happy with it. Ooh, that was a good pop.
I realise I always pull a stupid face when I'm looking at boxes, and I've never noticed it until I've watched things.
Would you like me to see if it's on there?
Yes,
I'm pretty
please.
sure it's not.
Would you like me to pour yours?
Yes, please. It is a very blobby bottle.
It is a very blobby.
Skip the tasting notes. Yeah, nothing on there about colouring or filtering, so
No.
we'll take it as a given, I think.
Pretty much.
Because it is, let's be honest, it's a budget range,
Yes.
price-wise, but the quality delivers quite well.
It's got quite a... I don't know how to say this with it being nice. Like quite a strong odour. Like that really... just cut this whole thing out. Like as soon as you poked it, I could smell that quite
I get what you're
heavily.
saying. I'm getting some aromas from it now, and
Aromas,
it's
that's the word, not odours.
odor, aroma. One's just a nicer way of saying. Aroma implies something nice. Odor implies something
Not so nice.
Not so nice.
Well, it's giving off some nice aromas.
Yes. Oh, we're going straight for the smell?
Yeah, why the hell
Yeah.
not? Seeing as we're already getting it from the glass being out now, and for me, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
You know, it says
Well, my
it's going to have
favourite
some
thing
strong
is
stuff.
when you go to a bar and you request a very particular peated whiskey, and then you can
You get to let everybody smell
You
it.
can hear someone across the back of the bar go, "What's that?"
Yeah, it's either way, isn't it? There's someone that's going to go, ugh, or you're suddenly going to have half a dozen blokes sitting at the bar just going, oh yeah. There's a lot of classic port notes coming out.
Yep.
You know, there's good solid dark fruit, dried fruit,
Oh, the smell's
tiny little bit of citrus.
The smell's knocking my headache away. It's great.
That's a very, very pleasant nose.
It is.
It does have that
I
kind of
see-
sherry scent.
Well, I was
at
going to
There's
say it's got that sweet Oloroso.
There is that sort of it's basically just that rich fruit,
Yes.
dried fruit,
sun-dried
which-
raisins.
which could be. I mean, there is. If you didn't know, if it was a blind, it's not really
A stretch.
classic port, but there's hints of the same notes that you get from a sherry barrel.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Ching ching.
It's very thin.
Yeah, look, for me, on the
Very thin.
front of the tip of the tongue, straight away, a very slight ethanol burn.
Yeah, I got a
But
tiny
then-
bit on the back.
Dissipates really quick, and it's just soft fruit lingering on the palate for me.
Yep.
There's a tiny bit of vanilla at the back as well.
Yeah, warming at the back of the throat. The same thing, yeah, I've got that little bit of ethanol hit really short and sharp. And then, the finish is
Vanilla-y kind of.
vanilla-y, but yeah, the mouthfeel as you swallow it is very thin.
Actually, now that I've tasted it, I do pick up the vanilla on the nose.
Just like literally just chewing on that second sip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's better.
Dried fruits, vanilla,
Yeah, raisins all day.
and yeah, there's a really, really subtle underlying citrus note there for me.
It's not offensive either. Like
No.
a lot of port casts are quite syrupy and quite sweet and bold in flavours, where this one's a little bit more subtle, and you could sit on it for an entire day.
Yeah, like the Glen Moray Elgin Reuben is quite rich and thick.
Yeah.
And forward.
Yeah.
You feel like you need to pressure wash your teeth after drinking a decent chunk of that.
Yeah.
The Quinta Reuben, with the current expression being a 14, that's 4 years on a port barrel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the 12 as well. Long
We
time on a port
haven't
barrel.
tried the 14 yet, have we?
We haven't done the comparison. No.
Yeah.
I've tried it in a sample bottle, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm a bit hit and miss about sample bottles. They don't always show a decent...
I agree. Because you
Yeah.
don't know how long it's been there, whether it's oxidised, and
How long the bottle was open.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the size of the sample. I mean, it's like obviously if you get a 100 ml sample,
Oh, that's a sample bottle in my books.
then you've
yeah, bloody oath.
I'm just gonna do multiple samplings.
It's already in its own Glencairn.
But you know, there's times where I find a 50 ml sample or just a 30 ml is sometimes not quite enough, especially if it's one that's starting to open up with a little water.
Yep.
Cocktail?
You're going to do that every time now, aren't you?
I'm never going to let you live without.
I have to agree, because sometimes you want to try it like a couple of nights later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, after you...
And if you've only had a 50 ml sample, and let's face it, most of us are just going to dump that in a glass. We're not going to dick around and try and stretch it out and
Yeah.
play with it, sort of thing. Whereas with 100 ml, you can do that. You can have a couple of goes at it. And,
I also-
and really, really explore it.
I also, when it's in 100 metre sample... 100 metre sample?
100 metre sample.
Do you want to start that again? And Mark's-
I want a 100 metre sample bottle. Me too. When it's in a 100ml sample bottle, I tend to be less vigorous with my pores. And so I tend to stretch it out a lot more than if I had a bottle, or if I had, say, the 50 or 30, that's just dump the whole thing.
Yeah,
But
whereas with 100,
ml,
you can...
I'll space it out over like 4 or 5 drams. And I know, it's small pores.
It's very small.
That's why I like these are
Oh, yeah.
the way to go.
Plus cork.
Yep.
No screw on.
Oh, that's softened really well.
I haven't even.
It's very, very thin.
And that was only a very small amount of water.
It's very, very thin on the... It's almost like whiskey flavoured water on the mouth, but then you
Yeah.
get that oak and a little bit of pepper.
Mm.
I was going to say that with the first sip of it in the first place, it was a little watery as
Yeah.
soon as it hit your taste buds.
Well, it's
Now,
only, it's
really-
only 40%. And let's face
Yeah.
it, we don't
Need to dilute this.
generally drink a lot of 40 ABVs. I mean, we taste them and things, but you know, on a regular basis, you know, most of us, or us three in particular, are diving into higher ABV stuff.
I think, yeah, 46 is as an average.
46 and above is perfect, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that with water.
No.
That really doesn't rock my boat at all.
I mean, I do like it. It is a very, very tasty whiskey, but doesn't need dilution.
No.
That just as it is definitely worth it.
See, this is the third expression of this I've tried.
Of that
Because
particular...
I've had the standard malt. And I've had the I'm actually now on my second bottle of the
The peated.
the peated, and having tried this, it's a wonderful bang for buck budget whiskey.
Yep.
I wouldn't lump that into a port cask category, but because it's not very...
It's not big punchy bold port, but there's enough there.
It's enough suggestion of a port.
I get it a little bit, but it kind of gets overpowered by whatever's given the vanilla at the end.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I like
true.
that.
Yeah,
I do
I like that.
I love vanilla in whiskies. It's one of my favourite.
So yeah,
tastes.
they're definitely using some decent bourbon casks to get that vanilla popping out. And I think, like we said before, this range, because it's not the most expensive thing around, is a really great way to try different expressions of whiskies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you don't, like, if you're not sure whether you're going to like a sherry barrel or a port barrel or a peat, it's kind of unreasonable to expect you to drop, 90, 100, 120, 150 on a really, really high end.
Yeah.
Or, getting towards a high end peated, like, an Isla and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to get started on it. But even though that's quite thin, with adding that little water, and even at that neat pour, it's still quite thin.
Still tastes good.
The finish
Oh, yeah.
is it's
Yeah.
beautiful and soft and lingers.
Yeah.
I'm really chuffed.
Yeah, it's quite tasty.
I don't mind that. That's an easy quaffer for sure.
Yeah.
So it's about around $50.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Daily
That's it.
daily price off special, $54.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
I prefer it a lot more now.
And
Honestly, when we say cheap, I was
on
still
promo,
thinking like
you're
70,
talking
80 bucks.
Ah.
on special. I think it's 45, 46.
Yeah, it can float around there.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
And
Average is about $50.
We have actually got the 12-year-old over there. That's
Stay
just
in your cage.
that's just come off. That was on special at $50
Yeah.
What is it
for a
normally?
12-year-old single malt. It's normally about $65.
Okay.
60, 65.
So all the other expressions are around the 50 and the
So
12
the
is a little bit-
12-year-old 60 to 65. These are all 54 every day.
Damn, nothing wrong with that.
It's tasty.
What are you going to give it out of 10?
50. No,
50 out of 10.
I reckon it's a solid 9. Like, it's not too impressive, but that price really hikes it up again. It is a perfect everyday drink here. If they have a full range at that price, then I'm happy.
For me, price unknown, I would give it an 8.5 because it's got some nice character and not a lot of depth as far as playing with the alcohol content with water and things. But knowing the price, yeah, absolutely jacks it up to a solid 9 because it is a real quality bang for buck whiskey.
Yeah.
Ditto what you just said. If I didn't know the price and just go and buy the nose and the palate, I want a little bit more out of my port. So I would give it an 8.5, 8.6. But knowing that it's only $50, definitely a 9. Yeah, for sure.
Nearly dropped it.
Hey, don't do that. And so, yeah, we're slowly building up all of the expressions with these so we can do that whole big lineup, which I reckon would be great. And I reckon we should do it blind.
Oh, yeah. Yep, blind to taste. I reckon that'll work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
Just to see what the variation between them is unknown.
Yep. So we know that there's a port and there's a sherry and the peat and blah, 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 but we've got to try and pick it and play around and see what they come up with. I reckon that'd be fun. So
Absolutely.
Stay tuned for that episode. Until next time, pick up your glass, boy.
I'm zoned out.
Have a good one. All right, what are you going to give it out of 10?
What?
I'll do that again. That was a bit... And I'm not thinking it's the Tawny port either.
Yeah, I feel like it's more Oloroso.
What, sherry style?
Oh no, that's sherry, isn't it? Fuck me.
But I'll